Go.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
I'm Dan. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jay.
And we talk about comics.
At the comic.
At the Comic Vault. Hey folks, we know it's been a couple weeks since we had the last video. So we thought this week we would give you two. It's also a really big week, so we thought we'd review some stuff that maybe Matt and Tim wouldn't get to, and take some slack off them. Also, we got some really exciting stuff going on this week, such as...
That's right. Wednesday is the final day for the Green Lantern giveaways. Since it's the final day, the first 50 customers will all win something regardless. We're also going to have food available throughout the day, so it's definitely a cool day to stop by. Also, Dan, what's happening on Friday?
We will be having the post-apocalyptic Black Friday sale. Basically, everything in the store is going to be 30% off and $1 back issues.
Yeah. Do you really want to be trampled at Walmart or come enjoy some comics and hot cocoa?
People die at Walmart.
Comics and hot cocoa, way more fun than trampled to death. I'm saying.
Walmart
I'm just
creatures.
saying. Yeah. Walmart creatures.
Walmart creatures. Yeah, right.
Okay, we also got some comics to review this
True
week.
story.
Starting with
Superman Secret Origin. Jeff Johns is not only doing a lot of rockin' stuff with Blackest Night and Green Lantern, but he's got an origin story for Superman. Starts off with issue 3 here, with Clark Kent just getting into Metropolis, starting his job at the Daily Planet, busting out Superman for the first time. Really great stuff, exactly who you want Clark Kent to be, and the art is so good, and Clark Kent looks like Christopher Reeves. It's phenomenal. It's just a wonderful little Superman story.
It's awesome. Anyone who's a fan of Smallville would be a huge fan of this.
Totally.
absolutely.
Yeah. And it's Jeff Johns.
Yeah, which, again,
Jeff Johns, Gary Frank. Can't very well go wrong.
really not going wrong with this one.
So, moving on, Dan, what do we got?
We have Dark Wolverine. I love this book because basically I like Daniel Way's darker take on Wolverine on the Dark Avengers, and this is the issue where you actually see the actual kind of darker side to Dakin rather than kind of the side they, kind of invert like he's an anti-hero or some kind of outlaw. This is more of like the darker Dakin, and I really like this story. I enjoyed it, and that's pretty much it from the book here.
It's one of Daniel Way's strongest books.
Dark Wolverine's been really good up till now. The whole arc of the Prince with the Machiavelli crossover, or the Machiavelli overtones was really fantastic. So looking forward to this one.
Awesome. Now moving on, we're going over to Image with issue 6 of Chew. A lot of people thought it was going to be a miniseries, but no, it is ongoing, and this is the start of the second arc. It's really fun, Dan. I know you read this too. In this book, you get his new partner. He's half cyborg. So you got a guy who tastes dead things to try to find out what happened in our life, and a cyborg man. And what you see here, this weird octopus pineapple thing, is going to be the head of the next arc. So everything I just said, I don't know how you cannot want to read it. There's a lot of weird, abstract, image-like stuff, and it's really well written.
And truthfully, you can just pick up this book, which I did. I know it's sacrilegious, but I picked up the third issue and laughed my butt off. It's one of my favorite books. I guess moving on to Jay's book now.
Yeah. Well, the first book I read this week was Thor. I'll go ahead and bring it up here so you folks can see it. There you go.
Compassion.
It's compassion is what it is. Thor, fantastic this week, or this month. Really great for fans of the Warriors 3. Really good chance to see them hitting their own stride, doing their own thing, finally, for once, not getting overshadowed by Thor, like they have been since, 1963, when they were introduced. Like, for once, they really kind of step out on their own, and you get to see them with a little honey. It was real good. Also, both very family-friendly, very kid-friendly this issue, and, it sounds a little contradictory, and also, frontal nudity, large, luscious breasts.
Awesome.
Large, luscious breasts. Family friendly.
No problem with that.
It's a good combo. It's a really good stride to hit.
And if you've been reading Thor, you can't miss this. It's Straczynski's final issue on Thor.
Yeah. It's Straczynski going out in great style and leaving a great setup for the next writer. Really interested to see where he's going to go with this. So yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Fabulous. My pick of the week, and I'm bringing it closer to the camera not because I'm a good person, but because I'm going to look at Magneto. Uncanny X-Men. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is action-packed, non-stop fighting and action from page 2 on. You have Cyclops right where you want him, being the leader, taking command, everyone working as a team to take on these monsters that have come to the island. You have Rogue stepping up and kicking a lot of butt. It's absolutely wonderful and written by Matt Fraction, who is just astounding.
Yeah, I read this too, and the whole thing was just an awesome team battle.
Mhm.
The best one I've seen in a long time. Cyclops is the great leader, but even the side characters get their moments to kick ass. Even Dazzler and Northstar,
Mhm.
they all have their moments, and it's totally worth picking up.
Mhm.
Great starting point. It's in the middle of an arc, but it's a huge battle. You don't want to miss it. So, moving on.
Moving on now to one of my favorite books of the week, actually, is The New Avengers.
We all took a note from Jay there, bringing the books up.
Yeah, I did. You know, I had to be compassionate, even though I'm raged.
So raged.
But the point is,
Ragefully compassionate.
I love Brian Michael Bendis. I think he's doing a great job with this book, and it's probably one of my favorite, ongoing series right now. It kind of has this whole, if you've been reading the book, the Luke Cage, basically something's happened to him, and now the team has to basically assemble together, and they have to try to get him back. It kind of has like an overtone of maybe, Ocean's 11 or a few other things, but it really is just a non-stop battle, kind of like the other books that are going on, and it's just a cool kind of espionage type of thing. And you get to see action from Dr. Voodoo in here, which is another one of Bendis' characters.
Yeah.
Can't go too wrong with anything.
No, you can't go wrong with anything Bendis. And the cover's awesome, by the way.
Moving on, bringing it up close. Ultimate Avengers. This book was awesome. You read this too, Dan?
I loved it. It was so good.
It's Cap versus the Avengers in a huge catch-as-catch-can race style, and Cap takes them all out at some point.
Yeah, with some pretty funny lines
Yeah,
in there also.
Cap is pissed, and he is cursing up a storm.
Yeah.
So it may not be meant for the kids, but anyone looking for just an awesome, fun book, this is it. And it leads off to the next issue, where Red Skull, the storyline is coming to a conclusion. So it's definitely worth a pick up. And it's Mark Millar. If anyone's not reading Mark Millar books, you should, especially this one.
Especially when he's
Yeah,
Especially
this is awesome.
All right, last review of the night is going to be Iron Man, the new Iron Man this month. Matt Fraction again, and as always, just fantastic. This one is very much the denouement of the Most Wanted story arc. It's kind of setting up what's going to go on from here. Yeah, and that Most Wanted story arc, it's very much a part of it in most aspects. It's very quiet, no battles, no fights. No, I didn't get to read anything exciting, but it was a really great story, really quiet, really small, very introspective. You got to see inside Stark when he's not being the douchebag we all kind of grew to hate in Civil War. And that Most Wanted story arc, which we have the first straight up now, little cross plug there. That is absolutely what got this book the Eisner for Best New Series.
The dialogue in this book was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they start really laying in the ground roots for the Siege coming up.
Yeah. You definitely get to see a lot of notes for the Siege coming up. The Siege being, for those folks who don't know, is going to be the last major story arc that Brian Michael Bendis had plotted out. He's been doing basically everything in the center of the Marvel Universe for 2-3 years now.
Yeah, it's about bringing together the big three again.
The big three, the Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. So they're all going to be back in full effect in the Avengers. So we're all, or some kind of team to that effect. So we're all looking forward to that, and this is definitely laying the plant the seed for that.
If you're waiting for the Siege for that, then this is the book to really start picking up.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing signs of it.
All right, so that's all it for our reviews.